one of those, numbers that wasn't mentioned. It's been 25 years since the inception of Goldwater Nichols. Goldwater Nichols was something that literally spawned the success that you see in this room right here, and the success of the Joint Force in Joint Force warfighting. Of course, those first 2 days, they harkened to grievous attacks on our country, attacks to which our country responded with the greatness that has made America great. Every walk of life, firemen, policemen, average citizens, and certainly everybody who was in uniform on 9/11, but as well everybody in and out of uniform during the attack on Pearl Harbor. The third was an act of Congress, but it allowed the services to achieve a level of success that I don't think was probably ever even dreamed of in 1941, and certainly even in 2001, we hadn't quite achieved the greatness on the battlefield that we've achieved in these ensuing 10 years of combat. In the video, you saw Sergeant Dakota Meyer. I was privileged enough to be at the White House the day he was awarded his Medal of Honor. What you didn't see, unless you paid very close attention or perhaps went back and saw maybe a C-SPAN presentation of it, because it wasn't covered in the news, Sergeant Dakota's selflessness continued from the time he did those heroic acts through the time where he received his Medal of Honor. At his Medal of Honor ceremony, he asked everyone who was involved in the heroism that day to take a stand. And that wasn't simply a group of Marines. Because what most people don't know was Sergeant then Corporal Dakota Meyer was a member of a military transition team, training Afghans. And his team consisted of soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and they were all there that day. Those who were still alive. And he had them to stand up and receive the applause and the recognition from the President of the United States and the most senior leaders in our government. It wasn't simply a Marine action on that day. And something else you may not know, the staff sergeant that accompanied him, that he mentioned in the video, was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross, the Army's second highest award for valor. And as we are here today, working through the process, an exhaustive process obviously, is a Medal of Honor for an Army captain who accompanied Sergeant Dakota Meyer that day. To do what many of us may have had second thoughts about, to retrieve 4 fellow warriors who by all accounts should have been and were later found to have already been killed in the combat. Yet his dedication to them and to their memory caused him on 6 separate occasions to enter absolutely against all odds to retrieve them. I mentioned that as a joint force. I've served 34 months in Iraq all told. The beginning in 2003, stint again in 2005 and 6, a stint late in 2006 and 7, and most recently 2009 and 10 as the Deputy Commanding General of what started out as Multinational Force West and ended up U.S. Force West because there were no multinationals to go around. And in that first 4 months, I saw the Joint Force excel everywhere on the battlefield. In 2003, on the March North, soldiers attached to the 1st Marine Expeditionary Force of the 2nd Marine Division and assisting me directly as we pushed up behind in an organization called Task Force Pegasus, literally extending logistics from the port of Kuwait all the way to the northern stretches of Iraq in the city of Tikrit. And we couldn't have done what we were able to do without the Joint Force that helped us then. And in 2005 and 6, in a battle space called the Area of Operations Oshkosh, I commanded soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines that were a direct extension of what's done here in DLN in pushing sustainment, combat capability as far forward in the